better than any fish we've seen so far today. Here with John Cruz, and John, everybody on tour has got a go-to bait. Every fisherman's probably got his go-to baits. You're well known for your flat-sided crankbaits, but one really stands out for you, doesn't it?
It really does. You know, over the last few years, the Spro Fat John has become one of my absolute #1 go-to baits. And I get that question asked all the time. It's a great question because everybody wants to know, all right, when times get tough and you need a fish, what are you going to go to? And I have probably half a dozen go-to baits, I would say, but this is definitely one of them. Anytime that I've got the right conditions, you know, I've got some stain water, I've got some shallow water cover, even though it may be sparse, I've got some kind of shallow water cover to throw around. The Spro Fat John is really what I go to count on, and the reason for that is I've always thrown a lot of squarebill crankbaits. Even before the squarebill crankbait came out, you know, the craze, so to speak, came out probably 10-12 years ago. I was throwing squarebill type crankbaits. I mean, the Bagley, BB2, you know, way back. Those baits have been in my tackle box. So so it's not like it's anything new to my fishing ideas, but you know, year before I designed this bait, I always bounced around between you know, at least 5 or 6 different squarebills, because there was not one that I really fell in love with. So I kind of took a lot of what I learned from those and put it into this bait, and I knew what I wanted. I knew I wanted a mid-size. It's not a small flat squarebill type crankbait. It's not an extra large. It's that mid-size. It's a 60 millimeters long, but it is buoyant. Is very buoyant, and that helps create some of the action that I wanted in the bait. I wanted a computer chip type bill. It's actually made out of fiberglass, and it's real dense. It's denser than the actual body, so that you feel the cover. You can feel those rocks and gravel really well as that bait's coming through the water. Plus, it's extremely durable. You can bang it off stuff, you know, bridge pilings and docks and things like that, and not have to worry about the bill breaking off, which is a problem with a number of squarebills out there. So, you know, it's kind of become my go-to, and I'm fishing it around riprap. I'm fishing it around boat docks. I'm fishing it around grass lines. I'm fishing it around you know, bare banks where there's not a whole lot of cover, because the big key to this Fat John is the fact that bait has a nice thump and a nice vibration, but it also has I call it an alive action. It's a hunting type action, to where that bait doesn't come back to you in an exact straight line. As it's vibrating, it kind of kicks out side to side like that, just a few inches each way in an erratic type fashion, and that, I think, is really the key to triggering the fish. I can't tell you how many 3- and 4-pound fish I've caught in, and those are tournament big fish. And most lakes, most places you go, those are tournament big fish. It catches a little bit bigger grade of fish. I've caught a number of, you know, 5s and so forth on this bait as well, but you catch a lot of you know, 3- to 4-pound fish. Those are the type of fish you need to separate yourself from your competition. Or, I mean, if you're going out fun fishing, I want to catch 3- and 4-pounders too. If the lake's, you know, got a lot of 2-pounders and 3-pounders, I want to catch 3- to 4-pounders. And you know, a bait like the Spro Fat John is my go-to when the conditions meet the criteria for when this bait is going to be good. So this is one of my favorite colors. This is what you call a nasty shad, and it is just that. It's nasty. This one's very beat up. I've changed the hooks numerous times. I mean, I've caught probably hundreds of fish on this bait right here by itself, and as you can see, it's still perfectly intact. And when these baits get worn in like that, they go in a special compartment, and they only come out when the days count. I've got at least a dozen of the Fat Johns that are like that are really broken, really beat up, and they've caught a ton of fish for me, and they only come out on special occasions. And that should be the true mark of a go-to bait, is when you have a bait that you've caught a ton of fish on, it goes in a special compartment. That's your go-to bait, and the Spro Fat John is definitely one of my go-to baits.
Looking good, looking good. Looks like better than any fish we've seen so far today, yeah. All right.